Do the ordinary things exceptionally well. That's a Zen quote, and my friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes. That's the ordinary things, just following these charts, looking for trades, practice trading, learning from what you're doing, taking notes so you remember what it is you've learned and you can use it in the future. We encourage you to pick out some favorite stocks, ETFs. Of course, follow the 5 that we follow. That's the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, 20-year bonds, gold, and of course, Bitcoin. We use the ETF, which means you can buy it and sell it on your own brokerage service. You don't have to have one of those crypto exchanges in order to deal with the VanEck ETF Trust. There's actually 3. The reason we use the VanEck is because it has the lowest fees. Now let's jump into the S&P 500. We talked about trying to push this trade, jumping in early. Went nice for us, down about 4.5% or though, and then popped back up. We know we're in the summertime trading zone. We know it's tough. We pulled that trade when we hit our just right there where our jumping in point was, not to incur any losses, and pulled that out. What did it do? It moved further up there on Monday afternoon, and then Tuesday down a little bit, and then sort of flat. In the end, for the day, it was down 0.76%. We're okay. Again, nice down, successful down move previously at 5.06% a week or so ago. So we're okay. Again, the trick is what? Make money when you can make money, but don't lose money. Do your best. All these trades don't have to work. Those of you who've taken our various trainings, you know that if you can just be successful, just 4 out of 10 times with your trades, if you look for a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and you're only successful 4 times, and you hit that loss band every other time, and just 4 out of 10, you hit your 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio, you're in the gold. You're in the green. So again, practice this stuff. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to cut your losses over and over and over again. If you'll just do that, you will see success. And again, we want you to practice trade with us. Prove it to yourself. This is not about you going out there on faith and pulling triggers. No, 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 no. This is about you practice trading, you watching it work. And then, of course, we've got a great training on the email today. If you're not a subscriber, go subscribe for free. We never spam or sell that list. And you will get our training on fractional trading, which is the next step after paper trading. Now, we are still, of course, negative on the 2-day and the weekly when it comes to the S&P, so the overall mood of the market is still notably down, but we're in that center column here on the STC, which really doesn't give us an opportunity to do much of anything, so we'll just hang tight. Qs is a little different. We got really close to our loss band. We started getting those green candles. Fine to pull that trade. If you wanted to take the little bit of gain you had there, about 0.5% or so, that's no problem. Or you wanted to stay in because the STC was still running down, you could do that too. Of course, that was a nice crank over heading down and is still going that way down 2.13%. Still haven't recovered from where we were with the biggest of the down moves at about, what was that, 4 something out of 8%. So we'll continue to watch, wait and see how that develops. And again, keep in mind that the 2-day and the weekly are still confirmed down. We'll go to 20-year bonds. They tried to crank down a little bit and then popped right back up today. We're still in the negative. Of course, we are positive on the STC on the weekly. Now, this is interesting when you look at the 2-day. It has switched over, going up, actually going into the second green candle going up. We had 2 green up candles back on the 10th and the 12th, and then things burned off and then started building again. But as you can see, we're still well below the 200 EMA. That's the 2-day chart. Where are we on the weekly? Again, the weekly's building a green candle, still well below the 200 EMA on the weekly. That's 400 weeks. We're that far down on bonds, but Again, they're trying to get a little green there, so we'll watch, pay attention. If we do see, of course, bonds move above this 200 EMA line, that would give us the opportunity to jump back into some up trades on bonds. But in the meantime, we are not doing that. We're looking for potential down trades until and unless we have that crossover of the 200 EMA. Keeping in mind that the 2-day has already gone green, so that's 4 points away from our success multiplier formula. We're at a 10 right now. The only thing going down is the weekly, but still well below those 200 EMAs. Those are just facts to keep in the back of your head when you're trying to make a trading decision, which we're not at this point. What about gold? Man, look at gold, buddy. It's getting closer and closer to the 200 EMA. We, of course, had that nice gold short most recently. That trade ended on the 18th. I mean, that just happened. And then from there, just tracking up like crazy. I'm ready for gold to go. We'll see how things develop. Now, we are in the green on the half-day chart, but we look at the 2-day. We're still in the red with the STC, but going into the second 2-day candle of up movements. That's nice to see. What about, look at this. I mean, has gold bottomed? Are we going to just start getting some hammering up blows? That would be quite beautiful, wouldn't it? We'll wait and see where gold is going. And of course, before we jump into any trades on this short chart, we want to get above, that is going up, we want to get above that 200 EMA. That's just one of the rules, and it does work very well for us. Now, lastly, we'll go to Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin? Up a little bit for the day. Oh, by the way, gold up 0.75% and TLT up 1.97%. Now, Bitcoin, this is the Bitcoin short-term future, XBTF. It is, of course, tracking sideways. We have this, again, looks like it's just soaring when you see the STC. As we talked about yesterday, the problem that you have with the MACD, which is, of course, what the STC is a lot of. It is a combination of the MACD and stochastics, moving average convergence divergence indicator. And those words, convergence and divergence, are very important. You need stuff to be moving. When you see these sideways tracks and not movement, you get squirrely, weird kind of lines that show a lot, down movement continuing, then spiking up movement. None of that's happening. That's because the indicator doesn't work well when you have things that aren't volatile. So we're just waiting to see how things are going to clean up. Once Bitcoin actually steps off the mark and either starts to jack up or move down, hopefully the STC, well, it will reset at some point. What about the 2-day? 2-day still quite negative. We can see where we're just sort of hanging out down here around that 128.25 mark or so, somewhere around there. And again, we'll keep an eye on things. That's on the 2-day. On the weekly, again, we can see over the last going into the 3rd week where things are just sort of range bound around there. We'll wait, watch, and see. Maybe that's where Bitcoin's going to bottom. Maybe it's just harnessing all that, digesting all that down energy, and it's just going to plummet more. We don't know. We're going to wait. We're going to see. We're going to watch, and we're going to be ready to pull the trigger when the trigger pulling's good. That's where we are, folks. God bless, my friends. All the best. Thank you, Patreon members, for all your support. You guys have a great evening and another wonderful trading day. Knock it out of the ballpark, friends.